Monday. Damn, I haven't seen this thing since the start of 8th grade. Has it really been that long? Doesn't feel like it. Well, middle school's way behind me. Now it's off to university with all its bourgeoisie trust fundies. I doubt I'm anything like the other guys here, where all they care about is impressing women. I mean, it's so absurd. We are literally sitting on this floating rock that we call Earth, drifting aimlessly through space. One day our bodies will be devoured by maggots as they rot in the dirt, and yet some people only care about sex. I haven't seen Chirag, Fregley, or any of the others since the Cheese Touch days. I still talk to Raleigh though, obviously. And let me tell you, he is not the same person I knew back in the day. The summer before 9th grade, he started going out with Holly Hills, and bam, it was a complete 180. Let's just say neither of us crammed in my mom's basement playing Twisted Wizard after that. Wednesday. Holy crap, you'll never guess who I got roomed with. I'll show you my secret Fraggle for $40. Yeah, so Fregley's a flippin' femboy now. He used to run his crypto scheme with a bunch of other computer science nerds, but when that fell through, he started these things called Femboy Fregley Fridays. Probably it makes 5 figures a month. I wish he would stop though, because he's making me confused. Nah. Femboy Fregley. Tuesday. So I had a little incident today. Thank you for the donation, Milky Mommy Lover 69. But if you want me to guess up like this stream is Chernobyl, you'll need to upgrade your membership. That's bullcrap. Greg Heffley, why is there a $500 charge on my credit card? I told Riley about the incident, and he said if this is an actual problem that I'm experiencing in life, then I need to go outside. Wednesday, Riley dragged me to Bryce Anderson's party, and guess who I see up there banging away? Loaded Diapers gaining a lot of traction in the underground scene, so there's a bunch of weird Edward Cullen wannabes banging their heads together. Apparently they're right on the verge of being signed, which I know because Roger won't shut the F up about it. When I ask what genre they even are, he just says this: Loaded Diaper is a melodic hardcore fusion of post-apocalyptic grindcore, sludgecore, and emo violence, with influential traces from the 80s Japanese cross scene. Whatever that means. Within a minute, it becomes clear I'm stuck in a room full of sheltered, uncontrolled sheeple who have no clue how the real world works. Look, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Females don't want weak-minded beta males like Shra Gupta, who display soft, effeminate behavior. True alpha females want a nonchalant guy like myself, a quiet but observant lone wolf type who doesn't feel the need to conform to societal conversations. On the left we got a beta sojack, got prey eyes, beta slouch, girl hands and ugly sneakers. On the right, however, we got true sigma, predator eyes, alpha lean, manly hands, high quality tennis shoes. Yes, a very true sigma boy. Sigma boy. You might not like it, but that's the cold, hard, honest to God truth. This world is full of betas, followers, simps, and cannon fodders. Me, on the other hand, I'm the real deal. The one true sigma male. I'm the next step in human evolution. It's why one day I'm going to be a world-famous best-selling author, and Joe Rogan will invite me onto his podcast to educate all these misguided people. Hehe. Check me out, guys. After 45 minutes, someone comes up to me, and we engage in a delightful conversation about my upcoming book. I tell her how lucky she is to get a sneak peek behind the scenes of my intellectual masterpiece. I'm right on track to become the 21st century Socrates. Socrates? Let me come back and see how I pronounce that. And in 2,000 years, professors will be lecturing their students on my genre-bending piece of literature. Things are going great for the first 30 minutes, but then out of the blue, she hits me with this. Wait a minute, you're Fregley's friend. I cannot believe this never-ending cruelty of this uncaring universe. I will have you know, if this were ancient Rome, I would be revered as a once-in-a-lifetime genius whose intricate mind is worshipped by scholars for millennia. I certainly wouldn't be the guy who is known as Fregley's friend. Flipping Fregley? I still can't get over that. I mean, come on. I'm nothing like Fregley. I don't know, Greg. Saturday. So, Riley's girlfriend is cheating on him. Alright, she's cheating on him with me. Now, before you roll up to my doorstep with torches blazing, hoping you know that I only became a part of this because she made the first move. Hey, Greg, want to smell my feet? Yes. One thing you should know about me is I'm actually an empath. Do you really think that I, an empath, would stab my best friend in the back like that? I'm clearly being manipulated by Holly. And yes, I'm obviously going to tell him. Eventually. Excuse me if I'm not all the way there yet. You try being the one to break the news that your best friend's girlfriend is a dirty, dirty cheater. So now that we got that out of the way, Cheetah SEX is so flipping fun. Like, holy crap. There's this whole adrenaline rush I get when I sneak off with Holly, dodging Rowdy right around the corner. It's like our own private game of Marco Polo, a game no one else is in on. Sunday. Rowdy called up to me right as Holly and I were sneaking out of the broom closet. For a second I was worried we were busted, but then I remembered this was Rowdy we're talking about. He started yammering on about Christmas of all things. I just thought since your family's, well, I could ask my parents if you could spend Christmas at my house, Greg. Great. So now Rowdy thinks his family is better than mine. He's trying to rub it in my face. Welcome to Rowdy's. There's plenty of self-righteous contempt to go around. And make sure you RSVP to the damn PE party. I tell Rowdy just as much. You want to know what he says? He can be paranoid, unreasonable, and overly cynical when it is undeserved. Oh, damn. This guy's got some good vocabulary. What the flip? Rowdy can be so flipping pretentious sometimes. We get into a mini squabble when I ask why he cares so damn much about what my family does to me. Apparently this throws him through a loop because Rowdy just stares at me with this unreadable expression on his face for a solid minute. Because I want to make sure you're okay. Well, I want to make sure you'll be okay, Greg. Sunday. It's been approximately 5 minutes since I walked through the front door of my childhood home. And once again, I reminded why I moved halfway across the country to get away from these people I'm forced to call family. Manny, come here, Manny. Greg, stop billing Manny. He's only 3. Manny this, Manny that. Manny. Yes. Why don't we all take a seat around the campfire and yap about Manny and what Manny's doing and how much better Manny is compared to literally everyone else that ever existed since the beginning of time. Oh, and for the record, I don't think that kid is even Frank's real son. Ever since Mom signed him up for that Christian missionary bullcrap, Manny has become insufferable, even more so than usual. You see, Manny takes after Mom, which means he only has one purpose in life, to push his own agenda onto everything that moves. Come on, Bubby, let's pray for Roger to get a real job. That's a great idea, Manny. And I know Manny's just a kid. He's only 9, but he's been parroting this same excuse to get out of everything for years. Mom just allows it. What happened to kids need to learn responsibility? Like, believe it or not, Manny's gonna have to grow up someday. Manny Affley, you are under arrest for operating an underground network of child sweatshops across 12 different states. I'm only 25. Sunday, I hate Christmas. I flippin' hate it. In my house, Christmas is just an excuse for my parents to shove their stupid flippin' egos down everyone's throats. Every year. No more sissies. A young boy's guide to becoming a man. I thought you would like this, Greg. After year, your father and I think this is a great way for you to learn how to interact appropriately with other boys. Spag Union mission after year. And it's not even the passive aggression that gets under my skin. It's how I'm treated like I'm some kind of idiot who's too stupid to understand what's happening right in front of my very own eyes. And like I said earlier, nothing ever changes. You won't believe what she got Roderick this year. Merry Christmas, Roderick. Ooh, can't wait to open this up, bro. Your father already did the phone interview, so all you have to do is show up on time. Roderick's first real job at 22. How exciting. The sucky thing is, Roderick isn't even supposed to be here. He cancelled his whole gig to come back to Plainville in the hopes that maybe, just maybe, Mom would pull her head out of her own eye long enough to see anything but beyond her obsessive need for control. Apparently, that's too much to ask. Okay, I can't keep flipping doing this. I can't keep playing nice in the sandbox. So I did what I do best and gave her a piece of my mind. Ugh, stop! Just stop! What's wrong with you, Mom? Oh, every single flipping day. Now, if you're anything like me, you're probably wondering, hey, wait a minute, where's Dad in all of this? Well, honey, guess what Dad is doing? He's just sitting there playing with stupid war dolls like he's a little girl for a brand new Barbie dream house. Ooh, yes, we're gonna take over the enemy team. It's the straw that broke the camel's back. I told them that I'm going to rallies. A mom can take her egotistical jab she calls a gift and crams it right where the sun don't shine. Mom immediately goes into victim mode and starts bawling. But I'm not waiting around to see what horse crap she'll throw at me next. I just walked right out the door. Goodbye, mother. Goodbye, father. Tuesday. So I woke up this morning to find this tucked away in my notebook. I'm sorry, Roderick. Really? Roderick? Do you think I'm 5? You can give me 30 I'm sorry's in a row, and I'm still not giving you money. But wait, that doesn't make sense. Roderick hasn't begged for money in years. Ever since the band got back together, he hasn't exactly needed to. So does that mean he's actually being sincere? Sincere isn't really Roderick's style. It's not mine either. Our family isn't exactly the poster boy for sincerity. You know, after everything they've done, I never received a single genuine apology from either one of those assholes downstairs. I was real little when Dad let me know what he thought about apologies. Apologies are hot air blown up a donkey's ass. People only pretend like they matter because it makes them feel better about floating alone in the space on this miserable rock we call Earth. Roderick actually apologizing? Of course I thought he was bluffing. That's what I do. That's what I do, crap. That's what I've done. Multiple times. In fact, I never thought I'd see the day when Roderick truly genuinely changed. It does add up, though. Roderick went MIA for a couple years there. Ever since we reconnected, he seems different. Less abrasive, quieter, more thoughtful, almost sensitive in his own way. Something must have happened between then and now. Because he sure as heck isn't the Roderick I used to know. I'm sorry. I can't believe it. Really? Though? When's Roger gonna pull the rug out from under me and laugh about how my gullible I actually fell for that? If he gave me that note and I woke up to be $40 poorer, that I could handle. That I'm used to. But this is just so out of character. I don't know what to do. Should I say something? Have an actual conversation with the guy? Maybe, but nah. I really don't want to push myself through that. In the end, I shoved it to the back of my mind and I tried to get on with my day. Still, I can't stop thinking about Roderick. What the hell happened to him out there? Friday. So, Riley found out about the Holly thing. Little word of advice, don't ever tell Fregley anything. I think the guys might have some jealousy problem or something. Well, I told Riley it was all Fregley's fault, but I don't think he was buying it. Wait, Fregley? I didn't even know he even went here. What the flip does Fregley have to do with any of this? This is on you, Greg. It's all on you. You seem to think I'm some kind of idiot, but I can still see what's right in front of my flipping face. You were gonna pin this on Holly, weren't you? You want to find a way to turn her into the crazy one so you'd get to be the saint, weren't you? Where are you getting this from? I would never. Yes, you would, because that's the exact kind of thing that you do. I've known you since the 4th grade. I know how you think. Don't lie to me. For once, I was at a loss for words. I didn't know what to say. There was nothing to say. Finally, Rowley sighed and rubbed his eyes with tired fingers. Just looking for an apology, Greg. So, I told him the truth. Apologies are hot air blowing up a donkey's ass. People only pretend like they matter because it makes them feel better about floating alone in space on this miserable rock we call Earth. Why are you like this? I didn't have an answer to that. I don't know. I just don't know. Well, I don't want to see you ever again, Greg. You don't know how to treat people. And then he was gone. Yeah, whatever. He'll be back. I'm sure of it. He always is. Saturday. Riley's ignoring me. Why the heck is he ignoring me? I called him over 50 times. Nothing. Nada. Zip. On? Oh, on the 58th, he finally picked up. Greg, go to therapy. Therapy? I don't need therapy. Riley's the one who needs flipping therapy. You know, I'm pretty sure Riley is a narcissist. Narcissists don't care about anyone but themselves. I want to let Riley know about his personality disorder, but that bar won't pick up. Narcissist. Since I'm an empath, I'm willing to forgive him, even if he's a narcissist. Riley needs to man up and apologize for what he did to me. Riley Jefferson. Fine, go ahead and leave me like everyone else. Don't give a flip. You were never that important to me anyway. I'm in the hospital dying of stage 4 lung cancer. I don't think I'm going to make it past Tuesday. If you don't come back, I'm going to flipping unalive myself. Is that what you want, you flipping beatard? Please call me. Thursday. If Riley wants to ruin the one good thing he had in his life, that's fine by me. It's not like I need the approval of someone who was always replaceable. Anyway, unlike a lot of people, I have this little thing called self-respect. So now that he's out of the picture, I need someone to fill the vacancy, and I know what you're thinking. But this isn't about validation. I don't need validation. That would be pathetic. I just don't want to wind up some friendless degenerate who spends all his time alone in his room playing Twisted Wizard with the shades drawn. I found a few potentially useful people at one of Bryce Anderson's parties. I don't think Bryce likes me very much, though I'm not sure why, because everyone else knows I'm perfect. There's 4 of them. The anxious, whiny girl who cries at the drop of her hat, the self-righteous psych major with a whole oak tree up his eye, the zesty yuppie art flip who I'm pretty sure has a crush on me, and the other one. I'm sorry, I can't be asked to remember their names without checking my contacts, but they're all pretty unmemorable, right? So, exactly like Rowley. They knew Rowley before the incident. So, when they saw my face, they all jumped me. So, you're the asshole who went behind his best friend's back. That's his story. He didn't tell you he's a cop. Yes, so Rowley might be a little bit curious. Sure, it was unconventional, but definitely wasn't cheating. Rowley still has a bunch of hang-ups and that stuff. Crap, I might have overstepped. It's not really my story to tell. No, dude, you're fine. Yeah, it's our fault we saw jumped the gun on you. Sorry we came at you like this. I'll admit, it was a little white lie, but they cornered me, and they all knew everyone. If word got out, I did what I had to, okay? I'm not proud of myself, but look, at the end of the day, I just want to be loved and respected like anyone else. Is that really so bad? Monday. It's been a few weeks, and damn it, these people flipping suck. I cannot get over how much work they are. Like the other day, that one guy came over and flipping cried actual tears, all because the doctor said he had diabetes. Okay, why are you telling me? It's not my fault your immune system sucks. Why should I be punished for someone else's flaw? He's obviously taking advantage of people to vent about his stupid first world problems. Well, that's just not cool. I'm definitely going to let the groom know the kind of person he actually is. I have diabetes, bro. Can you shut up? Like, I don't care if you have diabetes. Thursday. Holy crap. I never would have befriended these people if I knew they were so much drama. Walking into a room with them nowadays is like crossing no man's land. Someone is paranoid, someone else knows their secret, someone's being passive aggressive because they think everyone hates them. 2 of them are having a standoff. Goodness, I cannot keep up with all of this. You know, I want to be the bigger person. I just walk away, right? But since I'm an empath, I can't help but feel sorry for them. They mean well. They're just pathologically insecure, which obscures their perception of reality. With a little bit of fine tuning, I might be able to turn these people to normal, functioning members of society. But you'll get to that later. For now, I've got one textbook I am not paying for. A diabetes wallet is looking kind of fat. Friday. Okay, so I effed Fregley on Femboy Fregley Friday. What the hell, Braun? What the flip? You owe me $40 now, Greg. Hope to see you next week. First of all, let's get one thing straight. I didn't do it because I'm zesty. If this were ancient Rome, nobody would be assigning trivial labels like beings and GAY just because someone got curious one time. The brainwashed West is tricking people to thinking high testosterone men are zesty for their natural display of masculine dominance. I'm just practicing traditional Roman values the way Marcus Aurelius, hopefully I said that right, would have wanted me to. In fact, having sex with men is a masculine activity reserved for only the most sigma of males. I just be applauded for resisting the global sissification that has infected our cultural zeitgeist. True sigma males get that men are biologically inclined to have sex with each other as they did it in ancient times. We're paying homage to our roots as battle-hungry warriors under the glorious Roman Empire. There's absolutely nothing zesty about being a masculine male with traditional values. Right here, we got a heterosexual stud. I don't even know what that means. Saturday. So those party guys end up being backstabbing little craps. I don't know what lies Rowdy's been feeding them, but I'm so over it. You think you know a guy, you pour your whole heart and soul into them. And what do? They flip and betray you. That selfish, ungrateful beatard. And now he's flapping his lips at diabetes because he knows that guy is an idiot who will believe whatever. He knows it. I didn't do anything wrong. Let me repeat that. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just trying to help a group of misguided, mentally ill people get better. But no, Rowley had to make it all about him. Rowley. Because Rowley is a spoiled little attention whore with the temperament of a 3-year-old. He can't handle the idea that the guy he screwed over no longer cares about him. He thinks about or needs him anymore. So to overcompensate, he's going to start a bunch of ridiculous rumors just to get a crumb of attention. It is seriously pathetic. Rumors spread quick, and I need to clear my name once and for all. Bryce Anderson was having another party, and even though my name wasn't on the guest list, I still went. I had to. I was not going to let Rowley get his way yet again. Well, things didn't go as planned. Get out. No, seriously. Get the flip out. Everyone knows what you did. I only had sex with Fregley that one time. That was on bath salts, so it doesn't count. That doesn't make me zesty. I mean, I was talking about how you stole thousands of dollars from a diabetic, but yeah, that sucks too. What the actual flip? Is everyone here delusional from doing too many opioids? I'm not a bad guy, okay? I'm not a bad guy. Diabetes was a cocky little crap who kept a fancy scamsy bourgeoisie Alexa in his flipping dorm. He could spare a few bucks to help a brother out. What's next? Are you also gonna persecute Robin Hood for theft? I'm trying to explain this to them. I also explained the whole Rowley situation. Our personal problems could have just stayed private, but I guess Rowley's pathological need for attention was more important than my sanity. I got about 5 sentences in when Diabetes himself suddenly popped out of nowhere and told me nobody has heard from Rowley in months. I think he was trying to get away from you, man. Then Bryce chimed in. Yeah, last I heard he transferred because you kept stalking him like a crazy ex-girlfriend. Bryce has no idea what he's talking about. Well, nobody flipping asked you, Bryce, so why don't you shut the flip up and mind your business? What's wrong, Greg? Did I hear a nerve? I think I may have caused a scene. A couple of people turned aside laughing about the rumors, more rumors, or flipping rumors. Are they about me? Did Diabetes start it? Did Rowley start it? Well, whatever people are saying is not true. It's just it's just Bryce trying to leech off my fame. No offense, but your feelings are kind of obvious. Unlike Bryce, I know things like an adult. Flip you! You're a liar! So flip lie! Damn it, Greg. All you did was prove my point. Now, get the flip out. Friday, you knew stealing a couple lousy bucks off some gullible loser was enough to get you kicked out of uni. Well, thanks to that stupid law, my life is spiraling now. Moved back in with my parents and I haven't left my room in days. I don't even muster up the energy to eat anything besides the stale crackers Roderick throws my way every couple hours. Speaking of Roderick, did you know his band is going to be famous soon? Let me repeat. Roderick, my brother, gets to be the famous one. The universe just loves watching each other, doesn't it? Yeah, my constant unending pain is complete comedy gold. Roderick was the lucky one. He got away from mom and dad. He's the one with the near-famous band. Well, for whatever reason, I don't get to have what he has. And, okay, I know I'm a lazy, selfish, entitled prude. And I don't really deserve the things that I want in life. But still, why? Why? Why wasn't I ever good enough for them? I guess the all-seeing oracle of destiny decided that I was born to be the butt of one giant 18-year-long joke. Everyone else gets to be a person. All I get to be is a flipping punchline. And God forbid, I actually acknowledge any of the things that happened to me because it's a biblical sin or whatever to be as angry as I am all of the time because of what I went through. But hey, maybe they have a point. I guess it's all my fault for being tired, just plain tired of the constant never ending assault. Because who gives a crap about what I want in my own life? As long as mom is happy, dad is happy, and flipping Mr. Friggleton who lives 3 houses down is happy, then it's just a jolly good time because I only exist to be a flipping joke. And the minute I'm tried to be anything else, I'm punished. I'm forced to watch everyone else rise above me while I sink lower and lower and lower every single day. Roderick gets to be famous. Roderick gets to be famous. And I'm supposed to bow my head to yet another jackass who's about to take the only thing in this world that would make my whole life justifiable. Because I don't know. I guess he deserves it more. He's smarter, more talented, and he's not. He's not. I know how childish I sound, but I can't help it. It's not fair. 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 Saturday. So I effed up again. I ran my mouth to some people I shouldn't have. I didn't mean anything by it. I was just screwing around, alright? It was a joke. Somehow that joke means Roderick isn't getting signed anymore. Look, I'm sorry, okay? I'm so sorry. It's like the universe has some sort of vendetta against me. I swear. I didn't know. I didn't know who I was talking to. I wasn't trying to sabotage my own brother on purpose. I wasn't. I would never. You are everything that's wrong with your life, Greg. Time has begun to unravel. I spend all day in the tub now, scrubbing myself, trying to get clean, but never rinses away. That putrid stain of sin buried beneath muscle and sinew. I scratch and I scratch and I scratch, but they burrow deeper every passing second. Flip. I need to get it off. I need it out of me. If I could just reach it. Did this start yesterday? Or was it last week? Last month? Or was it always like this? I haven't been paying attention. I'm staring at my reflection in the mirror, but I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. The yellow teeth, sunken eyes, greasy hair are all alien, inhuman, unrecognizable, like looking into the million little eyes of a fly. This isn't the way I picture myself at all. Who is this? Where is my true nature? I'm not this. Please don't tell me all I am is this. I can't be. I can't. Roderick, Rowley, Mom, Dad. Roderick, Rowley, Mom, Dad. Roderick, Rowley, Mom, Dad. Who do you think you are? You must be what? Intelligent? Enlightened? A prophet of some kind? You think you're almighty, huh? You're wrong, wrong, wrong. All of you. You don't deserve me. You all need to come up here and tell me, that you know better. They think they can understand, that they have the vision. But let me tell you, you know nothing. You're dirt. You're dirt. Don't listen to them. They're animals and they're scum. And you are a being of purity and enlightenment. They don't understand. They'll never understand. How could they possibly understand? Sunday. I did it. I found my face again. I found it in a puddle on the bathroom floor. A trembling, holy visage that made me fear it and love it all the same. It came to me as a prophetic dream, a vision from God, an answered prayer, and it was perfect. He is weak. He couldn't handle the sight of someone beyond his comprehension. That's why he left. Why they all left? Because they are worms. Worms witnessing perfection. I ruined his life. He's never gonna get another shot. I blew it for him. Me? Now, he's the one who has to. I was engulfed by this visceral feeling of tender warmth. It was a feeling that's both alien and achingly familiar, like a hug from the mother I wished I had. Suddenly, maybe for the first time in my life, everything was quiet, truly quiet. I couldn't remember anything. Not Roderick, or Rowley, or Mom, or Dad. I don't remember why I even cared. Why should I? In paradise, you will be forgiven. All you have to do is let go. Just let go. Church bells were ringing. The sound of angels was getting closer and closer. My hand reached out to touch that beautiful face shimmering there in the water, Closer, 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 closer. Then I stopped. I scrambled backwards, away from the vision, the puddle, the fantasy of what I pretend to be, and for the first time in my life, I met my own face in the mirror and truly looked upon myself. I am selfish. I am shallow. I am entitled. And let's face it, I am never, ever going to get famous. I pedestaled myself like I was above everyone else to avoid feeling like the true lowlife that I am. The only thing I can do is lash out like a wounded animal at everyone who makes the mistake of extending their hand in my direction. Hurting people is the only connection I have to the world at all. I'm a pathetic, sorry-faced sack of poo that sticks to the bottom of your heel. Everything that I was, everything I pretended to be, was nothing more than a faraway fantasy in the demented mind of an abused little kid. That is who I am. That is what's real. I am truly a piece of crap. Greg Heffley, certified piece of crap. Monday. I'm going to unalive myself today. It would be nice to pretend like I'm doing this for the greater good, so I'm no longer around to hurt anyone else ever again. But the truth is, I'm only doing this out of cowardice. I've used, betrayed, and exploited everyone who ever gave me a chance. Because, I don't know. I don't. I really don't. That's the flip of it all. When I was in middle school, I broke Rowley's hand because I got bored, and Rowley happened to be there. I'm not sure why I did it, or why I thought it was okay. Whether it was because I hated the bike, or hated Rowley, or even felt a little jealous of him. Don't know. But for as long as I knew him, I had this knee-jerk reaction to make sure Rowley knew he was beneath me. Because I need to be better than him. I had to prove to myself the little voice in the back of my mind telling me he had something I didn't was wrong. So now he's gone, and I wish I could take it back, so I could call him up and have him tell me I'm not this sack of crap I think I am. I would sneak myself into his bedroom like I did back in high school, and he'd tell me he loved me, because despite everything I did everything I am, he still loved me. And then I blew it, and I just can't, okay? I'm the exact person I always knew I was deep down. For a long time, I wished I was famous because I wanted to be more than this, but I get it now. This is who I am. It's all I'll ever be. I was designed this way. Some half-baked attempt at pretending to be human won't fix my damage. Nothing will. This final act, my most selfish decision yet, will be my one and only good deed. I'm better off as a hunk of rotting meat buried 6 feet deep. This, not fame, but this is exactly what I deserve. I woke up bent over the toilet with vomit spilled across half my face with Roderick inches away, looming over me while his eyes twitched beneath the dingy light. Get up! Get the flip up, Greg! I don't think I've ever heard Mom scream as loud as she did that day. The only thing I could pick up for the next several minutes was a litany of how could yous while she beat me with her little fist like a bright child. And then, after all that, she dropped this bombshell. If you did that, you'd make me blame myself. Of course, leave it to Mom to take my unaliving and make it about her. She let out this screechy over-the-top howl she liked to use whenever she was trying to make me feel bad as a kid, then went back to hitting me. What's worse was when I looked over and saw what my dad was doing. Can you guess where Dad was right then? He was sitting in a chair reading a flipping book. That was the final straw. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Listen here, you spineless excuse of a man. I am so sick of your voyeuristic obsession with watching your own family get tormented because you're too much of a coward to stand up to your own wife. You let this household revolve around Mom's adult temper tantrums like she's a flippin' sun and we're just little planets trapped in her gravitational pull. You sit there, you watch that, and you say nothing. Nothing! For 18 flipping years. All because you're too much of a wuss to admit you let her treat everyone around like dog poo, including yourself, because deep down, you think you deserve it. And guess what? You flippin' do. Shut up, you little crap. You do not talk to your father like that, boy. Don't talk to that asshole was not a dad. That's not there for the kids. This guy was a flippin' fly on the wall. He's a joke, a fraud, and you think I'm the problem? Oh, does anyone here actually acknowledge reality for what it is? That's what this whole family is built upon. Denial of the cold, hard truth that mom is an abusive, controlling, manipulative, useless piece of crap. Oh, I guess mom will never actually have to face the negative consequences of her own actions. The the people the people excuse of a family is really just a padded room made for the two adult babies with Texas-sized egos. We're not a family. We're a flipping hostage situation. And let me tell you something, Dad, Frank, I'll tell you the truth. You're too much of a coward to acknowledge yourself. I'll tell you the real reason you're utterly incapable of giving a flip about your own family. Why you punished me for every little thing that didn't fit your mold. I know why you put me through all that, and it wasn't to toughen me up. You hate me because you're exactly like me in every single way. Well, usually it's the other way around, like the child becomes the son. I guess it's different in this scenario. I saw that man crumble in less than 30 seconds. So just because you have your little fantasy of me in your head, that doesn't make it true. You're a liar. You're a flipping liar. Shut up, Greg. Predictably, mom burst into tears. There was a lot of, look how upset you've made your fathers, and is this who we raised you to be's? And I laughed because even after all that, the only thing they showed they cared about was how this all looked on themselves. Neither of them even bothered to ask me why I tried to unalive myself in the first place. Pointing an accusatory finger at the both of them. Can you guess who the flipping problem is? Can you? I hid in a dark alleyway for about 3 hours. I was originally going to live as a homeless vagrant until I starved to death, but that's what I deserve. But somehow, Roger found me. Get in, you little bee. I refused, but Roger knocked me out, and I am wound up handcuffed to the radiator in his living room with a pee bottle in my hand after I tried to escape for the second time. When things settled down, he poured me a beer and told me I was gonna have to live here until he could be sure I wasn't gonna try to unalive myself again. The only thing I could manage to ask him was why. Why are you helping me? I'm only going to make life difficult for you. You know that it's not like I deserve this, any of it. Deserve. Is that what you're gonna moan about, Greg? What you think you flipping deserve? Listen, Greg, deservedness isn't real. Okay? Good. People deserve this. Bad people deserve that. So on and so forth for ad infinitum. But that's not real life. It's a cute little fairy tale with a really touching ending. But it's not real. As if pain is only ever given to the unjust as some sort of divine punishment. The fact that you care so much about suffering, your suffering, their suffering, or the suffering of some random monk under a tree tells me that you've hitched your horse to bullcrap belief that our suffering has universal meaning. We deserved it. We didn't deserve it. Well, the universe doesn't give a flip if we deserved it or not. Pain is just pain. Happens it makes you miserable and life goes on. What I'm going to need you to do is pull your head out of your own eye for a sec. Understand no matter how much pain you've caused yourself or caused someone else, you're here now, for better or for worse. Forget about your little suffering crusade for a sec. And just tell me, Greg, really tell me, what do you actually want out of life? Tuesday. I haven't had the chance to pick up this thing in a couple months. Maybe it's for the better. I've been busy helping Roderick with a couple of projects while he helps me get back on my feet. The living situation is tight, to say the least. Apparently I am childish, lazy, ungrateful, argumentative, egotistical, and really, really flipping delusional. We fight, get drinks, then fight again, and afterwards, Roderick will slap me on the back and go, "Yep, you're my brother." Am I doing better? Well, flip no. I hate thinking. I try to avoid it if I can. Most of my thoughts involve a gun, my temple, and a loud bang. When I was about to die, I found the silence I'd been searching for my whole life. I looked it right in the eye and I finally understood, truly understood, how loud silence really was. How it engulfs you, and I was terrified. So, yeah. I'm trying not to let my head go too quiet. A while ago, I was strung for cash, so I published this very diary. It made $50. Most of the people who bought it demanded a refund right after. Invisible Man. Damn, does this guy ever show up? Femboy Friday lover. Why does he keep whining about the problems he caused? Not Bryce Anderson, so it's Bryce. I want to beat the crap out of this guy so bad. Things didn't go the way I had them planned out in my head. They never do. I don't know why I thought this would be any different. I hitched myself to the delusion that this book, this stupid flipping book, will make me famous and fix everything wrong with my life. Apparently it's part of my narcissistic grandiosity, which is such bullcrap. You see, a few weeks ago, Roger dragged me to a bunch of clinics that specialize in something called narcissistic personality disorder. And guess what? They told me I had that. Can you believe it? Well, you can guess what I had to say about that. That's bullcrap, I tell ya. Shut up, boy. I don't have it. And here's what the so-called professionals told me after I debunked that stupid argument. I hate to break it to you, Greg, but you're kind of proving my point right now. Who do they think they are? They're obviously jealous of my superior intellect and they're trying to tear me down because they know one day I'm going to publish my award-winning novel and become way richer than they are. Okay, I know this one kind of flopped, but the next one will definitely make me famous. It will, just you wait. I was telling Roderick about it on the car ride home, but instead of agreeing with me like a good brother should, he said this. Nope, you're definitely a narcissist. I don't know why you think a Harvard graduate would be jealous of a man who got kicked out of school. Oh, and you think I'm a narcissist? I bet you're the real narcissist. Actually, I'm antisocial. Calling other people a narcissist is actually what a narcissist would do. And you realize you could just call yourself out, right? So Roderick and I get into a little scuffle in the middle of traffic, and it ends with me getting kicked to the curb on the side of a busy highway. He tells me, "Walk home, you little crap. You're damn lucky I put up with you." Part of me is dying to give him an earful on why it's me who puts up with him, that Roderick is ungrateful, that I deserve better, and a bajillion other talking points that are so familiar they might as well be scripture engraved onto the back of my skull. It's what I know and what I'll always return to, because once upon a time, it was all I had to defend myself with. But it's not truth, and I'm starting to learn the agonizing difference between comfort and truth. So I walk a mile to the nearest gas station, and guess who I saw? Guess who I see behind the counter? Rowley Jefferson? Is this it? Is this my second chance? I know I'm being tested. This world is planted the seeds of my rejection to reward me for my lifetime suffering. If I pass this test, then things can go back to the way they were before. I'll be better. I will. I promise. I just need him. I need him so bad right now. You have no idea. Wait, does he even want to see me? After everything I put him through, I don't think he does. I certainly wouldn't. I don't understand it. I don't think I ever will. But that's not my job, is it? To understand. See? This is exactly why I can never see him again. It wouldn't be right. So in the end, I turned around and walked away. When I got back, Roderick was right where I expected him to be, slumped over the bed blasting old reruns of The Twilight Zone. I thought about what he said earlier. There was something I needed to ask him. Are you really antisocial? Yeah. Does it get better? No. For everyone else, there is a past, a present, and a future. But I think for people like us, time is all wrong. No matter what I do, where I go, who I meet, I always end up back there, in that house. Like I never left. I am King Minos of misery. Oh, misery. Turning every beautiful thing to rot. One day you'll cross paths with people who have never stepped foot in that house, never even heard its name, and you'll hate them for it. You'll resent them, envy their ignorance, because in their passing glance you'll see a glimpse of who you could have been, and you'll realize you'll never, ever get to know that version of yourself, because you are struck with someone else's damage, and there's no getting rid of that. You're a sinking void that drags everyone who gets too close down with it. All the times he's lied to my face, and now he tells the truth. How couldn't you lie, Roderick? I needed you to lie. You saw him, didn't you? Roderick knew. I don't know how, but he did. He asked me quietly, "Did you love him?" I said nothing. In the end, I said nothing. The end. Wow. In fact, there's some multiple endings actually, potential endings. Let's go through them right now. Greg dies a homeless and alone. homeless. Flip you! I don't know if that's a reference to like when Cartman was homeless in that movie or not. Unable to manage his symptoms, everyone leaves Greg, including Roderick. With no degree and no support, he dies homeless and alone, blaming everyone but himself for his horrible lot in life. Greg becomes a psychologist. Greg turns his life around and graduates top of his class with a degree in psychology. He goes on to become a psychologist who specializes in narcissistic personality disorder, where he can help other people who have his condition. Singer of Loaded Diaper, Greg channels his rage into Roderick's DIY Screamo project. He makes decent money for what he does, but still struggles financially. Greg is able to manage his symptoms with only a couple and occasional slip-ups. Despite financial issues, Greg is happy for the most part. Greg marries Fregley. Femboy Fregley Friday becomes a national holiday. Fregley births 4 children. What the actual flip? Anyways. Greg marries Rowley. Greg and Rowley reconnect years later. Once Greg has gone through intensive therapy and learned to manage his symptoms, past things are reignited and they begin a tenuous relationship. The likelihood of this happening depends on which version of Greg Rowley meets. Greg repeats the cycle. Greg marries a woman he doesn't love and works a job he doesn't like. He takes his misery out on his wife and kids, traumatizing them the same way his father traumatized him. Greg becomes a lolcow. It wasn't my fault. It was all because of that crappy guy I knew in college. He won't even call me because he still thinks I'm the problem. When in reality, all I did was defend myself against a bunch of people who were trying to break me down through something. The victim in this situation, something you've heard is something campaigned by the because Invisible Man, Sonic UI 420 Greg Heffley. His IP, he goes IP address or something like that. Femboy _ Fregley, do you have an OnlyFans? What the flip? His constant need for attention combined with his refusal to self-reflect turned Greg into the next Christian. He says the majority of his life arguing with people online in an attempt to justify his crappy choices. MLM pyramid scheme. Despite having no credentials whatsoever, Greg lies his way into a 6-figure income using a MLM pyramid scheme. Wait, what's that? He has managed to scam Patty Farrell, Shra Gupta, Ralph Jefferson, and even his own brother out of thousands of dollars. Greg consumes copious amounts of alcohol and cries himself to sleep every night to cope with the crappy things he does to people. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the story, guys. I think the psychologist ending was the best one, to be fair. But yeah, it's a nice read. Yeah, it's a pretty good, well-rounded story. Yeah, I liked it.